Restricted area. Violators may be fined, imprisoned, or both. Police boat just circled up. This is gonna be challenging. Oh, I am so overheated, guys. Hey guys, this is Matt with 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. Today, I'm in Queens, New York City, and I'm headed out kayaking. My goal today is to paddle past LaGuardia Airport and the Rikers Island Jail. It's an extremely hot day today, but it's gonna be an amazing adventure. All right, let's go ahead and get this kayak set up. All right, and we're paddling. Guys, right now, we're paddling past the World's Fair Marina in Queens, New York City, and we're heading into Flushing Bay. My plan is to paddle as closely as we can legally paddle to LaGuardia Airport, staying outside of the restricted area, and we're gonna paddle around the airport over to the Rikers Island Jail. It's extremely hot out here today. Feels like temperature at least 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind is probably right around 10 miles per hour. So hopefully this breeze will make it feel as if it's not quite so hot today, but we'll see. So we're going around this concrete barrier here. Some cormorants just took off. We have some seagulls. And pretty soon we'll come up on signs that say restricted area for the airport, and we're gonna stay on the outside of the restricted area so that we are not breaking any laws. But we're gonna be really close to the airport, and we're probably gonna see a lot of airplanes taking off today. Bunch of cormorants right in front of me and seagulls. Some of them are taking off. And way off in the distance, straight ahead of us, is LaGuardia International Airport. And I can see one of those white restricted area signs. So we're gonna paddle right towards that sign. I think this concrete barrier to my left is essentially designed as a breakwater for the marina. All right, the wind is picking up just a little bit right here, and straight ahead is the first restricted area sign. So it says, warning, restricted area. Violators may be fined, imprisoned, or both. So we are not going to get any closer than this sign right here, and we're going to make a right-hand turn, and straight ahead is another restricted area sign. But yeah, that's LaGuardia Airport off to the left. And way off to the right I can see Citi Field, the home of the New York Mets. All right, so we're coming up to the next restricted area sign, and I'm assuming that these signs are going to be surrounding the entire airport. So we're just going to try to skirt around all these signs that are posted. This way we don't go anywhere we're not supposed to. Restricted area. Violators may be fined, imprisoned, or both. I can see a whole line of Delta airplanes taxiing, but it looks like they are taking off. I'd say that's probably to the west. So they're not taking off over us. They're going to be taking off over Rikers Island. So when we get around to the other side, we're going to see these airplanes taking off. So as I paddle here, I'm in between the runway for the airport and the channel. The channel is over there to my right. And I'm trying to find another restricted area sign so I know exactly where we need to paddle around. But I can see a large channel marker up there straight ahead. So clearly anything close to the channel is going to be legal. Oh wow, guys, way off in the distance on the other side, I can see the jail barge that I paddled past a few videos ago. I know you can't see it right now with this camera, but I can see it way off in the distance on the other side of the East River. Okay, I can see another restricted area sign way up there. Some type of security vehicle with yellow lights flashing on the corner of the runway. Got some wakes to contend with right here. Nothing major, just a few rollers. There's a jet that's just starting to take off right now. Trying to see what this boat is to our right here. It's a police boat. Yeah, right here. Police boat just circled up. And I am on the correct side of these restricted area buoys. So we are good to go. I don't know if he'll end up chatting with me at all or not. But yeah, you can see that restricted area sign right here to my left. And here's that red channel marker 8 right in front of me. And I can see a line of the restricted area signs. So we're paddling exactly where we need to be. We're going to keep an eye out for rocks here. You can tell it's high tide. But yeah, it looks like that police boat's just going the other direction. So they didn't even attempt to talk to me at all. I can see the control tower. Looks like a Spirit Airlines jet is up next to take off. And he's taking off right now. Look at him right there. This kind of reminds me of when I was paddling around the Statue of Liberty. There were similar restricted area buoys around the Statue of Liberty. Obviously, an airport is a very sensitive area, but we are well within our rights to be here. It's amazing what I can see all around me. Straight ahead that way is the Rikers Island Jail. Here we go, an American Eagle flight taking off right now. There he goes, up in the air. Delta Airlines taking off. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a 100-yard buffer that we have to stay off of LaGuardia Airport. Yeah, and I believe the jets, you can see one coming in right here. They're coming in from the north to land. So that runway that they're landing on extends out into the waterway a little bit, and there's like a series of what I believe are like runway lights that extend out into the water. We may have to paddle out and around those runway lights. I think you can see them on Google Maps. They kind of extend a straight line between the airport and Rikers Island. So I'll see as we get closer. We're just going to keep following these signs. And what a beautiful view right now of the New York City skyline to the left. Another American Airlines jet just coming in for a landing. This weather, guys, has been so hot, so humid, unbearable. I was a little nervous about coming out here today in the full sun with minimal cloud cover in this heat, but there is a little bit of a breeze, so it's not so bad. It's pretty cool. As we get closer here, we're getting a little bit closer to these airplanes taking off and landing, and seeing them at a little bit better perspective. All right, so this sign straight ahead is the last one that I see between here and Rikers Island. But when I look to the right where that jet's coming in, there's another restricted area sign out that way. And since the runway is right over there, we probably need to head over there to the right. This way we're staying outside the restricted area. Getting thirsty out here. So I was a little bit wrong. There is another white restricted area sign to the left, and I believe it's kind of hard to see. There might be one right over here. So anyway, we are in a good spot. I'm trying to be hyper aware of my positioning out here. Delta Airlines coming in for a landing. It makes you feel so small when you're out here in a kayak, sometimes when you're surrounded by everything that's going on in New York City. I got airplanes taking off, the skyline on one side. Off to the right, we have the Whitestone Bridge and the Throgs Neck Bridge. But right here on the water, it is very quiet. We have this all to ourselves. Yep, right there over my left shoulder. Restricted area. All right, so we're gonna paddle straight around this next one and keep working our way around until we can get on the other side, closer to the Rikers Island Jail. All right, it looks like if I turn left here, I'm still following some other restricted area buoys. American Eagle coming in for a landing. These structures up here, I believe those are all for runway lights to guide the airplanes in, because the runway is off to the left. Delta Airlines. All right, so I see this buoy in front of me, and then there's another one to the right. This is really amazing to see all these airplanes coming in. One thing I'm really looking forward to when we get over on, I believe it's the south side of the Rikers Island Jail, there's a long bridge, and it's the only way on and off of the island. And I'm really looking forward to paddling past that bridge. All right, so after this buoy here, I need to keep an eye out for additional signs. I don't see any at the moment, so I think based on our position, we're just far enough beyond the airport that we're outside the security zone, even though we have airplanes flying right overhead. So I'm going to paddle right through here, and right on the other side of this is the Rikers Island Jail. way off to the right is the jail barge. All right, so I can see the restricted area sign here to the left for the airport, and then to the right is Rikers Island. I don't see any signs whatsoever along the shoreline of Rikers Island. Obviously, we are not going to land the kayak on Rikers Island. We are not going to step foot on the jail property. So we are going to stay right in between this restricted area for the airport and the lands for the Rikers Island Jail. And we're just going to paddle straight through. I was always skeptical about the legality of coming through here, but there is a recent book that I purchased, and it shows this as being a paddle route through here. And it just mentioned, you know, the restricted areas for the airport, and that you're not supposed to land on Rikers Island, but it clearly showed this was a paddle route through here. And this is very pretty. Right here looks like an old dock off of Rikers Island. Cormorant taking off right now. I tell you, the grass around the jail looks nice. Multiple layers of razor wire up there. Air Canada. That one's Air Canada taking off. It's weird because I can see a few signs along the shoreline of the jail, but it looks like the signs are facing the other direction, as if giving a warning for people on the jail property. Maybe that's the last warning. If somebody tries to escape, they get to see a sign on the way out that says, "Dangerous, don't try to swim off this island." Yeah, this other sign that I can see right over there on the shoreline, it says P-5. So I don't know what that is. And I don't think this jail property has a security buffer. I just think you're not allowed to land on the island. As long as you're in the water, you're outside the security area. I tell you, it's really cool to be here, surrounded by airplanes coming and going, the jail property, the airport, the skyline. It's really amazing. So much to see. And I really love beautiful nature, like quiet, legitimate beautiful nature, wildlife, trees, you name it. But I also love paddling around an urban environment just like this. It's just so interesting, and literally having it all to myself out here is really incredible. And I can see straight ahead the Rikers Island Bridge. These buildings that you can make out up here, I don't know what they are, but you can see the fence line and all the different layers of razor wire. That sign on the shoreline says P3. I haven't seen any areas of obvious surveillance cameras, but I'm sure they have plenty around the property. I can see a New York City Corrections Department bus leaving the island right now, straight in front of us. And coming on the island was a city bus. I just took a screenshot of Google Maps of my current location, so I'm going to put that up on the screen right now so you can see where I am. I see another New York City Correction Department bus leaving the island. And I think over here to the left, these are more like runway lights. Well, here's the Rikers Island Bridge on the Rikers Island side. So we're gonna paddle along the bridge towards the Queens side of this Rikers Island Bridge. All right, so we are currently paddling under the Rikers Island Bridge. Currents are definitely swirling around under here with all these different pilings. Definitely pushing me around. These are those runway lights to the left. And I'm going to head back to the outside of the bridge here and just paddle parallel to the bridge. It's really cool to see this in person, and I'm glad I can bring you guys along for the ride. Those airplanes are so loud going overhead. So here's my only dilemma regarding this trip is I'm kind of up in the air on where I'm going to pull the kayak out of the water. Because my goal today was to paddle past LaGuardia Airport, past Rikers Island, and this Rikers Island Bridge. And there's a couple spots that I've scoped out on Google Maps that I think we can possibly pull the kayak out of the water. So we may be in for a little adventure, but maybe not. We'll see. I think these pilings are actually helping to keep the water more calm on this side, because looking on the other side, it looks a little bit more choppy than it is over here. There is a creek called Leicester Creek. It's a really nasty, polluted creek that I'm considering taking the kayak out of the water there. But it was already high tide, and you definitely don't want to try to take the kayak out there at low tide. But maybe we'll have enough water and it'll be just fine. I can see between my position in the airport, about halfway, there are some of those restricted area signs. So I think we've done really well following this route and doing it 100% legal. Oh, I can see off to the right, South Brother Island. I've paddled out to that island before and have a video exploring South Brother Island. It's a cool little island just beneath North Brother Island. All right, so we're coming up on the high point of this Rikers Island bridge. I guess it's like going over a little bit of a channel here. Suddenly, I don't know where the odor's coming from, but it smells pretty bad right here in this spot. But yeah, this is like an opening right here for a channel. I wouldn't think there's very much boat traffic that comes through here, but they probably have to keep it open for large emergency vessels to come through in case there was an incident at the airport. The Queens side of this Rikers Island bridge is straight ahead, and to the left is a park that runs adjacent to some of their parking lot there. I might go scope that out when we get all the way to the other side. My one concern about trying to pull the kayak out at this park is that it looks very wooded, and I've been battling some occasional poison ivy. And I'm not trying to get more of it, but already today there was one spot near the launch that I think I encountered some. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We're getting closer. Man, I just wiped my face off and took my hat off for a second. You want to know how hot it is today? Look at these sweat marks on my hat, and you can see the salt in my sweat on the hat. It's crazy. So hot out here. There is a little bit of a breeze, so it's not that bad. I'm not complaining. There's no place that I would rather be right now than right here. All right, we are back under the Rikers Island Bridge, almost to the Queens side. And I'm going to scope out the shoreline and see what it looks like. Some of this up here might be jail property, and I don't want to go on to the jail property. But then I know there's some parkland. So we'll figure that out as we go. Got a beautiful heron to the left and some swans straight ahead, just right in front of us. Just gonna creep in here slowly. Hey guys, I'm friendly. But yeah, this is the start of the Rikers Island Bridge on the Queens side. And look at that heron taking off. I don't know what that bird is. So I believe right on the other side here is a parking lot for Rikers Island. Oh, water's getting pretty shallow right here. I'm gonna paddle around and see what this park looks like. I'm hoping that there's possibly a trail that fishermen use to walk out to fish, and maybe we can get lucky and just pull right up, pack everything up, and pull the kayak out of the water. Let's see if I get lucky. I can see the control tower over to the left. It almost looks like there could be a police dock way off in the corner on the other side. Look at this water that I'm paddling through. I'm not sure what those white things are floating in the water. Looks like a pretty nasty sewer right here, with smelly cold air coming out of it. All right, there is a tiny spot right here. It's like a beach. So I'm gonna pull the kayak out right here. There's a steep hill right in front of us, but I believe that park is right on the other side. So yeah, let's do this. All right, so I'm happy it's not just completely muddy here, but I pulled the kayak out right over here. We're gonna go ahead and get it packed up, and we're gonna try to go up this hill right here, and I believe on the top of that is gonna be the park that we need to go to. All right, this shoreline is really steep to get to this park. So I'm just scoping out the shoreline. The tide is going out a little bit, so I can walk a little bit more. But I'm looking for a slightly less steep spot that we can climb up this riverbank. I think I see a spot up here on the left. It's not ideal, but it'll have to do. All right, let's see what I can do here. Oh, you can see my paddles are sticking way up. Try to tilt over to the side a little. All right, I think we got it. This is gonna be challenging. Oh, slipping out. All right, I just took a quick break, dropped my gear for a second to scope this out, but I'm on the top of this ridge line here, and just ahead of me, oh, just hit my head, sorry guys. Just ahead of me is this fence line. And right on the other side is the park that I want to go to. But we have a fence in the way. Well, guys, I'm gonna try to walk this fence line. And maybe I'll get lucky and come across a hole in the fence. I am so overheated, guys. This is like disgusting water to get into, but I have to cool off for a minute. I am so hot. Oh my God. All I gotta do is get up this bank. It was too steep and too rugged back where I tried to get out, and I've been trying to go along the shoreline here, but it is so hot and I gotta cool off. I don't care if it's polluted water or not. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did, and we'll see you guys on the next one.